John Schneider has all three available left-handed bats in the lineup today.
Interesting. This is the first career start for Ohtani here at Rogers Center. He is 1-1 in his career against the Blue Jays. Both of his previous starts came in Anaheim, pitching at home for the Angels. He's 1-4 in his last 6 starts. He had a great stretch of 6 straight wins that started on the 9th of June. He won 6 in a row, first time in his career. He's interesting because he can throw hard, and he throws a lot of breaking balls. He has really dropped down in the percentage of fastballs he uses in the course of a game, and we talked about that a little bit with Manoah. Pitchers in general have shied away from their fastballs more often because of all the analytical information. They're all trying to get spin rate and get swings and misses with their breaking pitches. Defensively, behind Ohtani in the outfield, it's Adele, Trout, and Aguilar, same outfield they featured last night. Renifo's at third, Ford's at first, Max Stassi behind the plate. Up the middle, you have Velasquez and Fletcher, 2 very good infielders, and Andrew Velasquez.
Walk and now is right out there on the mound, and he's going to face an excellent Toronto Blue Jays lineup. This is what I'm most excited to see, is how he handles this Blue Jays team that has the best batting average in baseball.
Well, Shohei's got an assortment of pitches that he can control the strike zone and get chases. Been very, very good this season overall, especially when you look at his last 12 starts. My go-to is for Shohei to have another great game and continue that stretch in which he's been on with 12 starts. He's used his splitter a little bit more often today. 61 strikeouts. This team, the Jays, struggle on all speed pitches. Pitch that fastball on the hand. That'll set up both the slider, but especially his splitter for a team that struggles versus all speed. You know, you look at Shohei, you just battle your way through the first inning. He's given up 6 home runs in the first inning so far of the season. 3 on the leadoff batter. Just battle your way through. Get through this inning, you're going to feel real good about your chance of winning this game for Shohei.
At the very least, Ohtani and his team knew that there would be a 30-minute delay, and he was able to set his clock to prepare for it and end this batting order of Springer, Guerrero Jr., Kirk, then Bichette, Biggio, Chapman, Tapia, Espinal, Bradley Jr. As a team, they hit 262.
And Springer's had good numbers against Shohei, including a leadoff home run against him at the Big A earlier this season. Overall, 6 for 12 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. That was a long at bat, I remember. The opening batter of the game, and Springer worked the count. I think it was 3-2. Eventually hit a home run to right center at the Big A against Shohei. And Shohei's so good as far as remembering every at bat against him. See how he does today against Springer.
Well, Avilo's there to start, 97, but misses upstairs. Ohtani's had 2 previous appearances versus the Blue Jays, both at the Big A.
That's a good pitch right away, not called. All over the outside corner with a slider. That's a real good pitch. Stassi kept it there for quite a while. It's a fun battle. Springer versus Ohtani. He knows a little bit about celebrating a World Series.
Sure does.
And being an MVP.
The 2-1. Downstairs, so 3-1.
It's a sinker. Breaking out his sinker early today. See those numbers he put up for MVP in 2017 Astros World Series victory.
And that gets past Velasquez, who made tremendous defensive plays last night. Leadoff single for Springer. Didn't get that second pitch call on a slider. And the hitters count, Springer delivers. So here's the D for the Halos, Adele, Trout, and Aguilar in the second big league game. Infield, Rengifo, Velasquez, Fletcher, and it's Ford at first. And doing the catching, as usual, for Ohtani is Max Stassi.
And Velasquez almost got to that baseball. He's been so important defensively for the Angels this year with 13 defensive runs saved, but he's been really, really solid. Shohei on the mound also because he knows he's going to be active. If anything hit on the ground against Shohei, it's going to be his way often.
Also, here is a big-time matchup, Ohtani versus Guerrero Jr.
Shohei still has not thrown a baseball hard to first base on his pickoff move, but his footwork was quick. Springer stole a base last night, 11 stolen bases in 12 attempts.
That's a pretty good average. Stole it last night without a throw.
The Angels have picked him off a number of times, though. One move it's got a number of times for the Angels is that quick step off the pitching rubber, then throw to first base. Haven't seen Shohei Ohtani use that yet.
Past 5 or 6 weeks for Guerrero Jr. since July 15th. He's hitting .329.
Cutter. We've already seen a four-seam fastball, a sinker, slider, and a cutter from Ohtani. Not a high percentage of ground ball outs this year for Shohei. Just under 39%, but he has had 5 double plays turned behind him.
Guerrero Jr. tough to strike out. Only 88 on the season.
If you're going to get a ground ball, would be against Guerrero Jr. He hits the ball on the ground a lot.
And Springer over at first after a leadoff single.
By the way, how often do you see number 1 and number 2 in MVP voting going against each other in the game? It's amazing. Last year, Shohei, unanimous MVP of the American League. Number 2, Vlad Jr.
Certainly not a guy that had 9 wins on the mound and 46 homers at the plate against the guy that finished second in the MVP. That's a first. Almost got Guerrero Jr. to chase. Count runs full.
We mentioned Vlad Guerrero Jr. doesn't strike out a lot. It's a 3-2 count. You have Springer, although he's still nursing a sore knee. Does he go here? 3-2 with no outs. Alejandro Kirk waiting on deck, a contact hitter himself.
Ford fighting the sun. Oh, he has it.
So Springer was on the move.
Oh, Guerrero Jr. is so frustrated.
He's ready for this battle between him and Shohei Ohtani.
Well, the DH is going to have to wait another turn.
Just pulled off that slider. Usually that's a pitch where if he stays, that front hip stays in longer. That's why he's upset. That's his pitch. Pulled off enough, and that's Shohei changing speeds. Pops him up on a slider.
So 1 out here, bottom of the first. The all-star catcher, Alejandro Kirk, is the batter. Pumps a fastball in there for strike 1.
Just a cool 98.
Well, there's a ground ball. Rengifo charges to second, and not a throw at first, but you get the out. 2 down.
Thought you might have a shot, but a little bit of a higher throw than normal from Rengifo. The high throw, at that point, Fletch is just thinking, I got to get the out at second. And especially because you're going to be a little bit off balance, and Springer's not really in position even to slide at that point.
Good throw. You think you have a chance to get him at first?
Especially how quick Fletch is with the transfer.
All right, well, here's Bichette. And Bo Bichette has 31 doubles. That's a career high. Hit that last night. Another son of a former big leaguer, Dante Bichette, former Angel.
That's a sinker. That had some sink action to it. In 97. Going forward, I really like that pitch working for Shohei. Very reminiscent of one couple he threw to Ty France a few starts ago.
Ahead of Bichette, 1-2.
Notice a difference in the game already here for Shohei. You're hearing that grunt. Last game out, had a little bit of a stomach issue. Didn't really have that energy, that power against the Tigers. It feels like that was a month ago as part of this road trip, by the way.
You're down to the last couple of pairs of drawers just to get you through tomorrow.
That's a pretty good splitter. Somehow Bichette was able to foul that one off. Real good splitter for Shohei.
One on, 2 outs, and the 1-2.
Nice block. Like Stassi, these two work very well together. That was well off the outside corner. Try to get him to chase a slider, which Bichette will do. He will chase a slider from a right-handed pitcher. He's a little bit too far off the plate.
Gets away from Ohtani. Split.
So both pitchers working hard in the first inning. The routine's off slightly with the ceremony before the game. Alek Manoah with 25 pitches. Shohei, this will be pitch number 20 so far of the inning.
Manoah got out of his half, no damage. Ohtani trying to do the same. Kirk was on the move. Foul back. This is so fascinating. I love this matchup. Ohtani has to go to his bag of tricks here to find a way to get Bichette. Ohtani, who fields his position so well, wanted to get there before it went foul.
How quickly did he get to that baseball? Bichette was just running down the line. He's like, how did he get there that fast? Let's look, collision. I mean, that is quick.
You've been pointing out that he deserves a lot of attention for a Gold Glove, the way he gets off the mound. He's a tremendous defensive pitcher.
I mean, you got Bichette running down quickly down the line. He's already there by him. And somehow he always makes a good throw. I don't know how.
He's trying to make that Timlin to Carter throw to end the World Series in '92. It's a long at bat, and Bichette draws a walk. So similar to the, on top of the first, with the Angels getting 2 on against Manoah. Same situation here for the Jays.
Boy, almost the exact same innings for Manoah and Ohtani.
Manoah faced 5 Angel batters, got out of it without any damage, stranding 2, and here we are with 2 on, 2 outs. Kevin Biggio. His first at bat of the series.
Doesn't swing at the first pitch often, but his batting average, and he's swinging at the first pitch there, 6-11. 11 for 18. A very, very patient hitter. Difficult to get him to chase non-strikes.
The Angels have a shift to the right side. And Fletcher is in short right. Alaska is up the middle. And Hifo alone on the left. It's in there.
That's a great split there. So he's thrown 3 so far. First one to Bichette was really good. That was excellent. Now, even as patient as Biggio could be, you can get him to go after that splitter out of the zone.
Didn't chase it. Kirk at second. Pitch calm employed between Stassi and Ohtani for the pitch type and location. The 1-2. Oh, that looked like a great pitch. Doesn't get the call.
It's a tight zone back there. He's hearing a little bit from the dugout right now, and deservedly so on this one. Went backdoor slider, not called. So that's at least 2 pitches already in the sequence. I mean, in this inning, he's missed.
Let's go Sugar Shane Livens-Barger back there. Trout has that one in his sights, and 2 left stranded. Almost identical halves, scoreless to the second.
The end of the home half of the second inning, a marquee matchup here this afternoon in Toronto with Alek Manoah and Shohei Ohtani squaring off this afternoon. Now, if it looked like Shohei Ohtani was preparing his scouting report during last night's game while he was DHing, well, that's because he pretty much was. Now, Shohei says he doesn't focus much on the aspect of pitching in the games that he's just DHing. He doesn't do much until the day he is actually scheduled to make his start. But what he is doing while he's down in the dugout is taking a look at how hitters are reacting to pitches. He's also looking at how pitches are called behind the zone as well. Phil Nevin says this shows just how good he is at his craft in so many ways, not just how he takes care of his body, but how he studies the game. And we also saw Shohei grabbing that left thumb during the game last night as well. He said he jammed it during one of his swings. Happens pretty frequently. He is just fine.
Oh, phew. Thank you, Erica. It's amazing, Gooby. Again, imagine if you had that iPad, how much you'd be able to study hitters. It's amazing, but also he puts the extra effort into it.
And when he's looking at his iPad, he's looking, kind of sometimes not only just the hands of the hitter, it's their foot or where they are on the plate. If they made that adjustment, got closer to the plate, go further on the plate, go back, go forward, all those things he's looking for to give himself an edge when he's on the mound. I love that stuff. So a lot of cutters, sliders today. The creative one. Chapman's had some pretty decent power against Ohtani. A couple home runs. I remember that rookie season, he had a 3-run home run on a slider against him.
Foul back. Eric, I wonder just a follow-up, just the vibe down from where you are, because we're looking down, we see this sellout crowd. Just what's the atmosphere like?
Well, it was really packed down here as the 92 team was starting to make their way out onto the field for the ceremony. This has been a good crowd here in Toronto, as you guys know, the last couple of nights as well. They said here in Toronto they treat it like it's a special event anytime there's a baseball game, but today it certainly is, not just because of the celebration, but the pitching matchup as well. And Gooby, we both saw how many people were lined up waiting to get into the ballpark before this one, 4 hours before the game. I don't know if it was for Shohei or the giveaway, but it could have been for Shohei and Alek Manoah.
I thought the way they were already waiting in line, I thought it was like a Led Zeppelin concert they were going to. They were there that early, the excitement level, and everyone, nobody was mad. Everyone's waiting. They're going to see something pretty special here today, and so far they have.
They're not going to get mad. We're in Canada. We're the nicest people in the world. So a strikeout for Ohtani to Chapman, his first of the game. Here's Raimel Tapia.
By the way, that was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
That's a nice, oh, by the way.
His cutter's firm today, 92-93.
And the sinker hit 97. Well, the ever creative one has something working out in the bullpen before the game, gets the feel for something in the first inning, and then just goes from there.
And remember, he's looking at the iPad too to see what the hitters are doing on certain pitches. That might be the pitch he might throw more frequently today than normal.
Ohtani looking for win number 11 on the season. Arsenal so far.
See a slider 34%, cutter at just about 29%, sinker, that's the highest percentage of sinkers he has thrown yet in the major leagues.
He's not getting the borderline calls. That was off the edge of the plate.
So he's not real happy about it either, though.
Oh, hand on the hip.
And the dugout's wearing him out too a little bit.
Shane Livensparger's the home plate umpire.
Yeah, I think this one is a little bit off the plate, but Shohei's thinking, you know what, some of these pitches got to go their way. That's a pretty healthy hack by Tapia on a cutter.
About 40,000 ooze on that swing. Count is full. Scoreless, bottom of the second.
Another cutter.
That Souvenir going in hot.
Trust me, as a pitcher, you know who's on the mound on the other side. You know you have to be really, really good that day. That man right there is throwing the ball well. His second inning much better than his first inning.
Yep, another strikeout. And back-to-back for Ohtani.
Four-seam fastball at 99. He missed it by that much.
Thanks, Maxwell.
His delivery is just so good.
And it's our Energizer long-lasting stat. Top strikeout percentage among MLB starters. Spencer Strider, just one of the great names of baseball, followed by Ohtani, McClanahan, Javier, and Rodon.
Some serious talent on that list.
Okay, gets the call there. It's more like it. Santiago Espinal, number 8 in the Jays batting order here this afternoon. Moving towards early evening.
Curious to see how he does in this at bat, because he knows and he's reading the numbers. Espinal is good on fastballs, not so good on breaking pitches. To start him off with back-to-back sliders. Espinal hits a fastball pretty well no matter how hard you throw it. Well, it helps out when you're throwing 98, though.
I imagine these fans here in Toronto understand what they're witnessing, what they saw last night at the plate, and that he could turn around and do this on the mound, because certainly they thought their guy was the MVP in Guerrero Jr. But now they know.
It's funny, the guy they were honoring and talking about, Dave Winfield. You go back to University of Minnesota, he was a really, really good pitcher himself. He threw really hard on the mound. Turned into a pretty good hitter, though.
You did pretty well against Dave Winfield, who was also drafted in the NFL and the NBA.
Yes.
And watching him drive in on, they all had these convertible Mustangs that these players and coaches rode in on, all electric Mustangs. Winfield looks pretty good. He could still get up there and take a couple hacks. Here in the second, 2 outs and the 2-2. Swing and a miss. How about that? Shohei Ohtani strikes out the side. Not 1, not 2, 3 strikeouts for the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get away with a great deal only at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Visit myhyundai.com or see your SoCal Hyundai dealers today. And by Heffernan Insurance. Back here at Rogers Center on an amazing day. Ohtani is having to do some quick work, quick turnaround, struck out at the dish, and now he's back out there trying to match zeros with Alek Manoah. They're celebrating the 30-year anniversary of 1992 Toronto Blue Jays World Series team, and so all the music in between innings is nothing but 92.
Loving it.
We just had the Canadian legendary rock band, the Tragically Hip, working in the background. Great sound system here. Here's Jackie Bradley Jr. leading off the bottom of the 3rd.
So he loves his first pitch curveball to get it in the zone.
That's hit well. The Fletcher's there. That's playing a guy perfectly. 1 down.
Hit that ball pretty well. Fletch right there in that outfield field turf.
They check the card, and it tells you where to play every single hitter and on which count.
By the way, they were out today. Infield, outfield. You never see that anymore. I love seeing that. Some of the guys were like, really, we're doing this? When was the last time you saw that? I said, well, it used to be the case every day. Not anymore.
Awkward swing from George Springer on that slider. It was awesome to see. They were making throws to all the bags, to home plate, and they were having so much fun. It's a great coaching staff, let's face it. I mean, we're around these guys all the time. I mean, they are legitimately the best. Benji Guild, Ray Montgomery, Gallego, David Mayshore, Bill Hasselman. They're having so much fun.
Yeah, when you're making those throws, you know, you throw the ball to second as an outfielder, and you throw to third, and you throw the home. You go through throws in the infield to first base, and you go through the double plays, and you work on different bunt drills, all those things. Especially when you're facing a guy like Alek Manoah today, and you need to have that great defense behind Shohei Ohtani to minimize the amount of outs given in an inning. And he knew it.
Got him.
Wow, what a sequence that was. Slider, splitter, four-seam fastball. Good night.
Morning, afternoon, and indeed, good night. Oh, just abused him. 99.
And Springer knew it right away. He goes, oh, he got me.
All right, here's another great matchup. Won by Ohtani back in the first. Got Vlad Guerrero Jr. to pop up. It's round two between the two greats. So far, this is as advertised.
Free and easy on his delivery today. Last time out in Detroit, struggled. Didn't have quite that velocity. He was 93, 94, and eventually some 97, 98, but he's been 97, 98, 99 with his four-seamer. Sinker has been good also. He's used that cutter a lot, and it's been a hard cut fastball. He's thrown 14 cutters. On the season, as far as his dad, he's only had one strikeout on his cutter.
And that's driven on the 3-0 pitch. That gets past. I mean, that is a rocket to the wall by Guerrero Jr. And he's gonna tap the brakes right there. That's a 2-out double. And the crowd wakes up.
Look, it was another cutter to hit. Just went with the pitch, stayed down on it, drives it on the line. A high line drive percentage for Vlad Jr.
113 exit velocity. Just skipped off the wall, and the wall said, ouch.
The interesting thing about Shohei's cutter, batting average versus his cutter is at 400. Although he does have a whiff percentage just under 25 on his cutter. So he goes back to his conventional slider. A little separation in the speeds of that between 86 and 89 with his slider. His cutter has been 90, 93. It's a tough guy right here now with a runner in scoring position.
You brought it up to start the show last night. Uses the entire field. Entering the day, hitting .303. Fifth in the American League.
Shohei's been great with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. It's a 111 batting average against them.
That's insanely good. Seems like he hasn't locked in the field on that splitter just yet. It's Guerrero Jr. at second, 2 outs, the 2-1, 3-1.
The interesting thing with Shohei when Max Stats is going through the signs with the pitch come, he's shaking off without even looking in.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But I was wondering if maybe the first shake-off is maybe to throw off the hitter.
When you have so many pitches that Shohei has, I don't even know if you need to do that. When you're a 2 or 3 pitch pitcher, yeah, that's not a bad idea. But Shohei's featuring 2 types of fastballs, a cutter, slider, curveball, and split.
In the PitchCom program, that many.
That is a sharp slider.
It's a thing of beauty.
And his spin rate on his slider has increased dramatically over the last couple of seasons. Well above average spin on his slider.
One on, 2 outs, and a full count pitch.
That slider get underneath, a little round on it.
See the long shadows.
Seeing the shake off and an agreement on the pitch.
That's some paint, triple digits, strikes out Kirk looking.
It's all about the Benjamins on that one, 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Wow, what a pitch. Shohei had him thinking break it ball. Got the express.
Got to break it out. Segoy. Wow. Hits combined, when you got these two, they're aces, and Alek Manoah and Shohei Ohtani. Having an absolute blast. I hope you're all enjoying it at home alongside Mark Gubicza, Erica Weston, Patrick O'Neill here, the Rogers Center.
Patty, I'm going to feel real comfortable in saying that Bo Bichette is going to be swinging at the first pitch here.
You know, if we weren't on TV, I'd want to take some of that action, but I know I would lose to you. So I'll pass.
Love to see Shohei gets a couple quick outs, 62 pitches through 3 innings.
Okay. You win again. But how about the slider from Ohtani? I mean, he is on. But yeah, you see the pitch count and just hope, gosh, can he get 6 out of him? You get a quick frame. And Reed Detmers was really good last night. We spoke to him a little bit last night. Thought Matt Dice in his first career, you know, game catching in the big leagues was tremendous. And a little flare. That's going to go foul.
See, the thing with Shohei, he can show a slider in the zone, and then that next slider can start in the zone, and it's out of the strike zone for a swing and miss. Already this season, coming into the game, 57 strikeouts with his slider. Over 41% whiff percentage.
Bichette worked a walk his first time up. Oh, there's some paint. Got him looking.
That's when you have a guy looking for a slider. Hey, what, he's got command of his fastball. Such an important pitch for Shohei. Remember going back to our go-tos today for Shohei with his fastball and commanding on the hands and on the corners. It's about as many strikeouts as he's gotten on the fastball all season long for a team that hits a fastball very, very well.
6 Ks for Ohtani. First 3 were all in the second, all swinging. Last 3 strikeouts, all looking.
And they were fastballs.
Tremendous command. Ahead of Kevin Biggio, 0-1. Safe to say he grew up around the game of baseball. And it goes to figure, born in Houston.
Well, the interesting thing so far today for Shohei, 6 strikeouts, five of them have been with his fastball. And coming into the game, he had the second most strikeouts on non-fastballs in baseball with 138. The only one with more, McClanahan for the Rays at 139. So only 28 strikeouts with his fastball all season long, 5 of 6 today.
A little flare. Velasquez calls for it. Oh, nice play. I mean, he makes it look so easy. All right, well, so now Ohtani has 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. I asked you a comp on Alek Manoah. How about a comparison to Shohei Ohtani for you?
And to me, it's Roger Clemens. You talk about dominant stuff. Every pitch he throws, dominant, whether it's a fastball, breakable, end up being a splitter later in his career, curveball, slider. All the pitches that Roger Clemens would throw can get you to swing and miss. And that's why I think when you look at the size, especially of Shohei Ohtani and Roger Clemens, that's my comparison.
Like it. On the tight slider for strike 1 to Matt Chapman, a swing and a miss. Impeccable command working this afternoon from Ohtani. 70 pitches in here in the 4th.
And like
there it is,
Roger Clemens, that's a splitter. He's everything into every pitch both of those guys threw. Roger Clemens was like that. Shohei Ohtani, everything they have behind every pitch. There's no get over pitches. There's attack pitches.
How about another one? Attack on the splitter, strikes out Chapman. He's got 7.
Marasashin, 2 strikeouts. Shohei Ohtani.
Two starting pitchers today, and Alek Manoah and Shohei Ohtani. I mean, 2 hits for both sides, 0s across the board. Well, the pitch count a bit up for Ohtani as he works the bottom of the 5th. No, gets the call. First pitch in there, curveball, called a strike to Raimel Tapia.
Still in shock of that moment.
Are you?
Yes. With Eric there. See Ryan get his first major league hit. See if Shohei keeps some momentum going here. Put up a 0. Get those guys swinging the bat again, including the top of the order in the 6th.
That's something, and they're even letting us know up here in our booth. You know, people that have been in this game many years, decades of watching baseball, and they have never, ever seen a dad call his son's first hit in the major leagues. Ohtani's there for the first out.
Shohei always feeling his position well. Anything hit to that right side of the infield, he is flying to first base. Taps Mike Ford on the back after that nice feed he got. Quick out.
And that's what he needs, is some quick outs.
He hit a 10-pitch inning last inning.
Yep.
That was good to see, even though he still had 2 strikeouts. Get that done quickly.
Seven strikeouts on the afternoon for Ohtani. Slider just off the plate to Espinal, 2-0. Ohtani now at 125 1/3 innings pitched on the season. At 130 1/3 last season. And he gets the call there. Go back to that spot.
When you're around the plate as much as Shohei Ohtani, when you miss, you don't miss by a lot. Sometimes you'll get one of those calls. And that was definitely not in the strike zone, but got the call.
The 2-1. Same spot, different pitch. Not called. The 3-1 to Espinal. In there.
That was a grunt, 98-mile-an-hour fastball right on the bottom part of the strike zone. 3-1. Espinal was trying to work that to see if he could get a walk, but that was definitely a strike.
Sure was. And the 3-2. Coming in on that is Fletcher. Easy hop and takes care of Espinal for the second out of the fifth.
Let's take a look at our Frontier play sense, how good that command has been today with a four-seam fastball for Shohei Ohtani. The placement, you cannot place these any better. 98-mile-an-hour fastball, outside part of the plate, swing and miss. 99 right on the outside corner. Gets a swing and a miss, just a little bit off the plate. 99 again, outside part of the plate, paints the corner. Springer knew it. And then the express, the Benjamin, at 100 miles an hour. So his command and feel for his four-seamer. Early on, he was using his sinker. Four-seamer, excellent.
Best command and feel of the fastball that he's had this season.
Yeah, when you think about it, coming in there, like I said, 28 strikeouts with his fastball all season long. 5 today of the 7. Next level Shohei on display.
0-1 to Bradley Jr. 99, 0-2.
I mean, there's some movement on those 98, 99 mile an hour fastballs.
Ohtani's 0-2 to Bradley Jr. And a soft ground ball.
That's 100 mile an hour.
Takes it himself and retires the side in order. Matching zeros once again. We head to the 6th, scoreless in Toronto. Ohtani, man, this has been fun. He's locked in.
Yeah, he's 98, 99, 100 miles an hour with his fastball. Slider has been sharp. He's starting to throw some decent splitters. Cutter early in the game. A lot of usage for that pitch, but now he's feeling much, much better with his four-seam fastball, and it's setting up that splitter-slider combination.
And this is when it gets really interesting. Third time through, 6th inning, a lead. A slim one at that at 1-0, and Springer, Guerrero, and Kirk.
Shohei Ohtani, third time through, 226 batting average. First time through, 233, 206, 226. So he's such a student of pitching that he makes adjustments just like the hitters are trying to do against him third time through.
And there's a look at Alek Manoah. He's been wrapping that hand, arm, in between every single inning. The question is he done through 6 and 92 pitches? Doesn't appear so.
No. Would you want to take him out?
Absolutely not. Just the thought of it kind of scares me a little. Okay, up and in. There's a slider.
That's a slider backed up on him. And usually when you think of this time of the day, the shadows come into play. But the way I think the sun, the way it sets here at Rogers Center, it's not as much into play right now already.
Springer was looking back at his own dugout after that.
He's reading spin from a slider, but it backed up on him.
Think so. That's 1-1. You think he was looking into the dugout to say, was that a slot, like the pitch, or was he saying, hey, Alec?
No, thankfully I got out of the way of that.
Okay, all right. No, this is pretty heated. It's a great rivalry. In a tense ball game. Popped up.
Got away with that one. You'll take it. Shohei knows it. That ball was up a long time. And Springer's reaction tells you that Shohei got away with that slider. If you look where that was right down the heart of the plate.
Right down Broadway or Bay Street here in Toronto.
I mean, look where that's at. And that's his pitch. Look at that reaction. Every once in a while, you get away with a pitch. That's why you throw strikes.
So one down here for Ohtani against Vlad Guerrero Jr. Man, that slider's been so good. I'm not sure maybe Vladdy wants another look at that one. Last time up, roped a double to right center and got a hold of that one. If that is fair, it's gone, but it drifts foul. Well, didn't have the distance after all.
That was a splitter. He was out in front of it enough.
So 0-2. To Junior.
Just towards the end of the bat. That's another pitch that got more of the plate than Shohei would have liked. You see a quick adjustment here for Ohtani.
Generates such incredible bat speed. It's a ground ball. Rengifo backs up on it, plays it on a couple of hops. Strong throw to get him.
Boy, look at that throw. Look at that reaction, too, by Luis Rengifo. We always said he's a competitor. He's tough. That is a long throw. After getting the RBI single in the top of this inning. The distance of this throw. He's in the outfield field turf and right on the money.
Oh, yeah.
Shohei liking it. What a throw.
So 2 down. It's Alejandro Kirk, the batter.
That had some spin to it.
And some horizontal movement. And 2-1. I tell you, if you're at home and you're sitting watching this and you can't be into this or what this guy is doing, I don't know, check your pulse.
The competitive nature of Shohei Ohtani. 93 pitches.
Towards right field. And there's Ryan Aguilar. He finally gets to make a play, and it ends the inning. 6 strong from both of these aces. 1-0 Angels to the 7th. Out there, of course, for the bottom of the 7th. 6 scoreless so far, just 2 hits allowed. It is really special what we're seeing here. He helped himself out by beating out that double play. Some City Connects, some Halo fans here in Toronto. He's gone 6. This is game 127. He's officially qualifying. 127 innings pitched.
Now starting to get a few of those borderline pitches go his way.
So just in case, Jimmy Herget is up in the Angels' pen. Can Ohtani get through the 7th, turn it over to the bullpen?
So Bichette a couple splitters. How many just overthrew? You can hear that grunt all the way up here.
The 1-2 to Bichette. Almost got him to chase. Checked his swing, 2-2.
It's a pretty good slider. Back-to-back sharp sliders.
Oh, that's in there. Got him looking. Oh, what a pitch. Backup slider. Strike 3. He's got 8.
I remember there was a pitcher wearing a Jays uniform. It had that backup slider. That'd be Dave Steve, who was here today celebrating that 92 World Series championship. You talk about a nasty slider. There's a nasty slider. After 2 sliders going down and away, backs him up. That slider, the indoor slider for Shohei Ohtani. Somewhere Dave Steve's in the ballpark here going, wow.
Did you see him? Did you get a chance to see him?
I ran in there. His slider was too fast. He even got away from me trying to run in to say hi to him.
I was going to say, you manifested that.
There it is again. Now the backdoor slider. So he went indoor, backdoor.
So it's all open. Kevin Biggio, 0 for 2. A shift to the right side, 1 down here, bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss. 99.
Now you're sensing Shohei where he goes and thinks this is where I'm going to just go everything I got here to get through this inning.
Velasquez cuts in front. Bobble, and always unable to make the play, an error.
Boy, you had time. Credit Biggio for running hard all the way down the line. Threw him a hard fastball. 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
Uncharacteristic of Velasquez. He's at 102 pitches. It's Matt Chapman. He's 0 for 2. Runs a fastball inside off the plate. And first time over 100 pitches thrown for Ohtani since a game against Houston on July 13th when he threw 105. Need a strike, just go to the trusty slider, 1-1. Fourth in the majors with 13 since July 4th with Judge Olson, his former teammate. And the likely NL MVP Goldschmidt.
Shohei's been going that amped up potential last batter or so. He's getting a lot behind that, overthrowing his four-seamer. Chapman is not a guy that hits the ball on the ground all that much. But he's punched out twice already against Shohei.
Two and two.
Nasty slider. Telling himself to keep that front shoulder in just a little longer to make a perfect pitch.
Tying run at first base. The 2-2. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. That's 9 strikeouts.
Well, he kept that shoulder in a little longer. It even had more of a break to it. To get a guy who's had success against Shohei with some power numbers to punch him out 3 times today. Look at where that starts. Look where it ends. Dave Stieb-like.
In 30 years, they're probably going to be comparing some phenom slider to this man, Shohei Ohtani. What a performance. One more to get. Looking to pick up Velasquez after the error. Tapia, big hat. That's strike one. Nine strikeouts for Ohtani. Only 1 walk. That was back in the first.
Shohei, like Manoah, knowing what's at stake. Everything they've got behind these pitches, both physically and mentally.
Oh, time is called right as he's about to release the baseball.
Shohei's going to walk behind the mound to gather himself up. He understands what Tapia is trying to do. Slider, perfect slider, gets the out. Shohei Ohtani, just a dominant 7-inning performance. Slider, key, getting the outs. 7 shutout, Ohtani.
Trying to beat the traffic, it appears.
Good luck with that.
Shed out towards right field. How about Ryan Aguilar going back? And he has it lighted up. Back-to-back shutouts for the Angels. They've won this series. Urget gets the save. Ohtani gets the win. 2-0.
Just an all-around great game by the Angels today. Shohei going out there having some fun. 16th shutout, tying the Mets. Meet the Mets at the top as far as the shutouts for the Halos with 16 on the season. Shohei, 7 magical innings. Max Stassi, great behind the plate. That big home run, that's a huge add-on run. When you get that extra one, you can be more aggressive in the zone. Jimmy Herget to pick up the save. Well, Shohei Ohtani was excellent.